My name is Jerry Bowman. I'm Vice President of Communications at the Institute of Food Technologists, which represents 18,000 food scientists in food, academia, and government. There's a lot of concern about food, but the reality is that many consumers are removed from the origins of where their food comes from. Many times people misunderstand science also, and one of the challenges from a communications perspective is helping people understand that food is something that's very regulated, but also something that's very safe. And oftentimes it's important just to emphasize that being an informed consumer helps you make very good food choices. It's important for consumers to understand where their food comes from, and it's equally important to understand the science of food so people can make good decisions in the home. Whether you're cooking food in the home, whether you're eating in a restaurant, or you're on the go, there's always ways that consumers can be better informed. Mostly it's about relying on good sources of information, whether it's from the government or from very reputable organizations. But mostly from a communications perspective, we need to understand that the internet can really help us be informed consumers, but we really have to rely on reliable sources to make sure that we're making the good food choices, especially when it comes to nutrition or food safety. If you think about your diet every day, it's very, very difficult to imagine a world without some sort of processed food, because just about everything you eat today, whether you go into a restaurant or whether you're cooking at home, is processed in one manner or another. For example, your grandmother canned and preserved food. That's a form of processing. When you go out and grab a drink off a store shelf, or whether you're in a restaurant, that food is either cooked or packaged. So everything is really processed, and there's very good reasons why consumers need to understand that food is processed. Primarily, one is food safety, another is nutritional value and shelf life. But it's important to recognize that we can't turn back the hands of time. We live in a fast-paced digital world, and we're on the go constantly, so it's important that we utilize processed food wherever it fits into a diet that's very balanced. We live in a very fast-paced world, and we can't really turn back the hands of time. We have many demands on our current food system, and in order to feed the 9 billion people that are forecast by 2050, we need to come up with very imaginative and creative solutions based on science, and a lot of that is going to involve access to processed foods and making sure people have healthy, nutritious foods that are safe to eat. And food science and technology make that possible. Otherwise, we won't be able to feed the many people that will need food in the coming century. IFT is doing a number of different things when it comes to educating consumers. Number one, we rely on what we call our food science communicators, our experts who do interviews with the press. We develop several different consumer communications, and primarily what we're doing is developing videos, because we know that most people really prefer to learn more about food via videos, so we try and constantly make that information available. But mostly what we do is we really try to understand how we can give people good food news they can use in the home and on the go, so they can make good decisions about their diet. And that helps them understand that science is actually useful in making food decisions, and it's not something to be feared. Many times it's important to recognize that the food industry is one of the most highly regulated industries in the world. And there's the reason for that is that it ensures that food is safe when it gets to your table, nutritious, and that consumers can really trust what the sources of the food that they eat every day.